behave. The result is what you call your personality. In these agreements, you say, this is what I am. This is what I believe. I can do certain things and some things I cannot do. This is the reality. That is fantasy. This is possible. This is impossible. Our agreement to ourselves is what we suffer from as humans because it makes us fail in our daily walk. If you want to live a life of joy, peace, fulfillment, you have to find the courage to break those agreements that are fear-based and claim your personal power. Fear is not of God. The Word of God says He has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love and of power and a sound mind. Love meaning that you can love everyone around you without even getting close to them. Power meaning that you have the authority inside of you to put your mind to whatever you see, desire, and want, inevitably understanding that you are as good as anyone else that's on the mainstream, that you have the potential in you to relate to anyone else, to build any empire, to grow in any business, in all areas and aspects of your life. The agreement that come from fear require us to expend a lot of energy. But the agreements that come from love help us to conserve and gain energy. So the fear that you have of not getting married, the fear that you have of not having children, the fear that you have of not going to school, the fear that you have of not working for yourself, not being your own boss, whatever your fears are, they are draining your energy. I want to encourage you, those that are listening to this podcast, that each of us is born with a certain amount of personal power that we rebuild every day after we rest. We spend all our personal power first to create our agreements and then keep our agreements. Our personal power is dissipated by all the agreements we have created, and the result that we feel powerless. We have just enough power to survive each day. Just like every area in our lives, how we, replace our thoughts and our agreements. How many times do we put our lives aside and say, oh, I'll catch up with it another time, or I'll do it another time? But you gotta keep your word to yourself. The word of God says, thy word have I hid in my heart that I may not sin against you. Which simply means that when God keeps His word, it does not return back to Him void, but it's sent and it's accomplished, right? So you gotta believe and know within yourself that everything that comes out of your mouth concerning your life, concerning your destiny, concerning your purpose, will be fulfilled once you're speaking that in faith. And faith is the sincerity of your heart coming out, pouring out to God and saying, Lord, I believe you that this is my calling, this is my gift, this is what you have invested in me. So God, I'm going to invest it back into your people. And a lot of times we allow fear, and fear is what paralyzes us from recognizing our truth and maximizing our potentials. Fear blocks us from success. Fear cripples us. Fear paralyzes us and put us in a wheelchair, and we become so cynical about everything that's around us, and we are so abrupt about our decisions, and we create this fantasy world and we live in it, that we forget that our words that are coming out our mouth creates our atmosphere. So if I get up every single day with the power of agreement and say, you know what, I am going to be a millionaire, and I do that every single day along with my action steps, eventually the universe, God, is going to give you that which you speak out of your mouth. But if you, in the midst of that, allow fear to cramp your vision, to distract you from purpose and pull you out from under that umbrella of protection that God has you under, you will lose foresight of where you are going. Now you have become spiritually blinded. But the word of God says that his word is a light unto our pathway and a lamp unto our feet. So that means that he guides us into all truth. That means that we're surrounded by him daily. As the rain falls, as the wind blows, so does your visions and your dreams come. And so does the implications of your mind is what we forget. So if you imply that you're never going to amount to nothing, that you're never going to succeed, that you're never going to be anybody, then therefore you will not see yourself succeeding. You will not see yourself winning. So you have to be able to see yourself on that stage, see yourself in that business behind that desk, see yourself on that pulpit preaching, see yourself on that stage singing. Just look beyond what you see now and visualize yourself doing the unthinkable, the unimaginable. See, you gotta tell fear, I'm getting up from this position. I'm tired of sitting in this position. Fear, I'm getting up from here. You're gonna sit there, but I'm getting up from here. I am in the driver's seat, and in the driver's seat, I'm in charge of this vehicle. This vehicle is my mind, and I'm in charge of my mind. My mind is the temple of God. My mind is the creativity of God, and you will not have my mind. My mind is the place where God gives me dreams, visions, stability, creativity, wealth creation. That's my mind. And you gotta command your day to be stabilized in that. You gotta get up every single day and speak to that mind and say, mind, today we're gonna have a good day. Mind, today we're gonna have a successful day. Mind, today we're gonna live in purpose. Mind, today we're gonna touch lives. Mind, today. Because if you do not speak those things as be not as though they were, they will not come into existence. But God is calling for us to get up from that place of lax and sitting down, getting in on that place where you are so comfortable in that position. God is calling us to get up and he's saying, daughter, son, it's time now to move from that position. The power of agreement. Agreeing with yourself that I am moving forward. I will be successful. I will stand in my truth. I will maximize my potentials. Nothing will stop me. No hindrances, no blocks, no wedges, no discomfort will stop me. Nothing will stand in my way because the word of God is true. It's powerful, sharper than a double-edged sword. And the word of God comes quick. It comes quick, which means that your season comes very quickly. But if we're not synchronized and syncopated, then we can't be in that season. So you got to pay attention to your time and to your seasons. There's a time, if you notice in life, there's a time when you're high and there's a time when you feel low. There's a time when you feel in between. But God is saying those in between times, he wants to get to know you. Those times when you feel low, he wants to get to know you. And the time when you feel high, you want to get to know you. He will give you strength.